Hi, everybody. It's been a little while. Sorry I missed the last recording, the last Friday. I don't think I had anything I uploaded, so I want to make it up for you. It's close to Friday, recording this Thursday evening. I had some further things I wanted to talk about. I want to share with you some memories about my early childhood in Winnipeg, but some early memories. I'm doing this so that it'll help me, and I want to share it with you. I want to tell you about my upbringing and my earliest memories and how they formed into the person I am. Um, I'm doing it so that I'm doing this in particular, trying to remember as many early glimpses. Uh, Let me rephrase that. Trying to remember as many of the earliest glimpses of memory that I have, so that I can um, reconstruct my early life, because I can't remember anything really before 1982 or somewhere around 6 or 7 years old. From what I understand, that's not that uncommon, but it was my life, and there are questions about my mom and so forth. So I want to understand my own life better. I also thought about something. It's good that I delayed in making this video, because there was a thought I had for yesterday that I had for another interesting video that I may do tomorrow, or this coming Sunday or whatever. Saturday I do my video for my other channel, which is Samantha Bahar. That's the name of it. But I figured I didn't want to crosscatch, to quote one movie, The Terminal. I didn't want to merge the two together. So that's another topic. That channel is another topic. Anyway, the idea I had kind of goes along with this, remembering my early childhood, my earliest memories I can even remember. It's about the early TV shows that I enjoyed. This isn't a TV show, it's a movie, Return of the Jedi, in the Star Wars original trilogy. And then I moved on. I was interested in that, and then I was introduced to Transformers, and then the two were sort of parallel. And then I guess Transformers took over in terms of my deep interest and ongoing, routine, passion. And then after Transformers was sort of, again, side by side with my newer interest, Star Trek. So I wanted to go back. I know who I am now. I know my values now. I wanted to go back, and I don't know whether it's like the chicken or the egg. I don't know which came first. I don't know whether these TV shows, these early influences, inspired the values that I have, or whether I think they were actually innate within me. They just allow them to manifest and to grow and develop. So I wanted to go back to Return of the Jedi in this forthcoming video I'm going to do. Return of the Jedi, Transformers, and Star Trek. I wanted to identify those aspects, the philosophy yes, there's some philosophy even in Transformers, the different episodes and the characters. I wanted to identify what rang true with me, and what aspects of those help define who I am, my values, and my inspirations, and my motivations and passions and interests. So that's going to be hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. It'll be uploaded. Look for that. Okay. I also want to pass along a nice phrase that it just came to mind. I think I heard it maybe somewhere, and then I posted it on Facebook immediately afterwards. I have this habit sometimes. I do censor myself, but I do have a habit of, if I hear or if I think of something good, I'll go right to Facebook and I'll post it. The phrase is, you deserve to love the person that you see in the mirror. and I think that's one of the best phrases you can hear. There's something, excuse me, there's something in the news, national news, that's my sense of personal, my my estimation of personal tragedy involves a family. You may know what I'm talking about. A family. The mother is just recently been sentenced. Horrible situation with the kids. The kids were mistreated and apparently and abused for a long time. And my phrase, "You deserve to love the person that you see in the mirror," um, kind of, I guess, hits home, or it gels with that awful thing I've seen in the news. Um, but I think more of us need to remember that, um, about self love and healthy uh, self esteem. I'll be touching more of that, no doubt, in the future, the forthcoming video. All right, on to this. Now, I did a video not that long ago mentioning a lot about my early biographical history. I uh, I've been born in Boston and lived with my mom and dad, and then at some point, apparently, from what I've reconstructed, my mom took me from there, left my dad, and moved to Canada, and apparently it was like Ontario, and then Winnipeg, and then down to like Albany and Binghamton. Those are the places I remember. All this within maybe a couple of years. No wonder I guess maybe I don't remember very well. I just remember glimpses. I remember a lot of Greyhound bus trips, and I don't know what had been left behind. Um, but then after Binghamton, we settled in Liverpool and so forth. Um, so I mentioned all this in the previous video. I don't want to repeat myself, but I'll mention these a few things here. I remember these Little Miss books. I don't remember which ones I had, but I remember Little Miss Bossy comes to mind. It was a series of not that many books, actually. I mean, I could, if I were I to really want them, I could buy the whole set. You can buy it as a set if you want, but they're like for little kids. They're like cartoon, very simple. They remind me sort of a primitive form of like the Peanuts cartoons, but even more primitive than that. And each book would feature a different character, and this like Little Miss there was Little Miss, and there was Mister. I think that was the other one, Mister. There was a male and female. But the Little Miss books, I remember, Little Miss Bossy, it would be, I just remember the character, and I remember they would depict qualities about her being bossy, and maybe there was a twist ending or whatever, I don't know. But I remember that. I remember my mom saying that I used to have a book by Richard Scarry. It's a pseudonym. I guess it was based on, there was a real author, I think adult author, an author who wrote for adults, with a name something like Richard Scarry, and this is a playoff on that. And it was Richard, and I remember there were there's artistry. There were different pictures in there, and my mom said that I kept this one of the I kept this one of I think it was like a fire engine or a tractor trailer. I think it was a tractor trailer, and I sort of remember it being in two different colors. I remember another moment with a McDonald's where they were having, now this is a video I can describe what it looks like instead of just using words. It was in connection with the Big Mac, the launch of a Big Mac, and it was a large poster that you'd see hanging up. I wish I could be able to have this poster. This would have been like 1983 or 1982, something like that. It was a large poster. It was a photograph, of course, well, touched up, but a photograph of a Big Mac, and it had little cartoon character construction workers with ladders and who knows what else around this photograph of a Big Mac. And I think there were two different colors. I think the poster was the same, but in one version the characters were colored green, and another one maybe they were colored in red. Maybe I'm just remembering that from like Luigi and Mario and the Super Mario Brothers. But anyway, you would get a little puzzle piece of this entire thing, and you could turn them, you could redeem the little pictures or something or other for prizes. And I think the goal may have been to get all the pieces that match, that fill out the entire poster. I wish I could get my hands on a copy of that poster. That'd be really fun and neat. I'd hold on to that and treasure it. Let me see what else. Book of Chocolate. Oh! I vaguely remember this. Maybe I could be able to find it. I do remember one book that's called something like The Boy Who Mailed Himself. And I looked up recently. It goes back further than my birth. I mean, it was like 1970 something or other. But it would not have been that much earlier than when I had read it growing up. It was somebody who I guess gets run over, and so he's flat, and it's a boy, and it's oddly after that he's fine with it, I guess. So he's able to mail himself to different places and so forth. I think that's the name of the book, The Boy Who Mailed Himself. It's a children's book. However, there's another one. There was another book I had. It was a storybook, but it used photographs of little things like plates and forks, and especially these two characters. I remember there was a very sugary, I want to say pink or vanilla, like a cat and a dog, something like that. Of course, they were like sculptured out of chocolate or I can't remember what, sugary something or other, and it was a story, and I don't remember much else. But it displayed this. It was a story with text, but it had photographs of like figurines of these creatures made out of sugary sweets. I don't remember anything else. Maybe somebody out there remembers. If you do, please, I really appreciate it. I'd give you like heart, or whatever, star. If you could clue me in on what that book would have been. At least I would have read it. I remember reading it when I was in Winnipeg, so that would put it at like 1982. Maybe the book came out before that. Probably did come out a few years before that, but it was around that time when I read it anyway. And then there's a cartoon series. I had already mentioned some of the TV series I enjoyed watching. Mr. Dressup and The Muppet Show and the Looney Tunes cartoon, the one that would open up with the overture about to start, height of heights, no more rehearsing and rehearsing our parts. We know every part by heart. That one. And Flipper and Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And there's another one. And I Dream of Jeannie. And Beanie and Cecil. There was another one. There was a cartoon series of Wizard of Oz. And now I tracked down that this does actually exist. I wasn't just with a confused memory. I wonder if I can look that up on YouTube and see. I remember this is going on to something else. These are more like trinkets I remember having. If you see my last video, I describe the layout of this house my mom and I were living in. There was a linoleum floor. There was like a smaller living room, barely a living room, with a couch. And you go in, and then there would be a large archway. Like if you're looking at bird's eye view, like this is the smaller living room, and then there would be an archway here, and then you go further, and then here are the walls, and this would be the linoleum, and then there'd be a wall up here with I remember a phone that attached to a wall, of course receiver, would be dial, it would be rotary dial, and there may have been windows here, and then there's a bathroom, there was my bedroom, there was a hallway down here, and there was a bathroom, would have been a bathroom somewhere. So anyway, this spot up here with the linoleum, that was essentially my room, sort of my room. I was like my play area. And I remember on my first day of school, I came home and I took masking tape and I constructed, I folded over the masking tape so it would form walls. And over to the corner on the linoleum, I made a three-dimensional bird's eye view of a layout of the school that I went to. I also remember having a seaplane. I think it may have had pontoons, a little toy thing in the back for the bathtub. I remember this bat, this large black rubber bat with a string, and I would bounce. I would do that yank on the elastic string, and it would bounce up and down. And I had a white skeleton, rubbery skeleton. Now I think that was later on, but I wanted to mention it here while it's on my mind. It was one of those early memories, one of those things I guess I left behind in the move in 2018, the end of 2018. I'm looking through. I don't see anything else at the moment. I probably mentioned the typewriter. I had a small typewriter, well, regular size typewriter, but with the ribbon. I remember the red ribbon. I remember black ribbon, and so forth. I guess that's all. I don't want to prolong this video any further. That's what I have. If you're interested in my other hobby of cross-dressing, that's the Samantha Bahar channel. You can check that out. But if you don't like that, you can just stick with this. What's this channel about? It's about introspection. It's about me understanding myself better, and I like to present ideas, theories about the universe. There's some videos about the Bible. I don't preach about the Bible at all. I want to understand the underlying structure of the Bible. There are hidden, I don't want to say hidden codes because that sets people off thinking about Bible codes and superficial stuff. I want to understand the mindset of the author, whoever that was, how the Bible is structured underneath the surface text. Because for the more I've been researching the Bible for quite a few years, and the more I study it, the more clear I see these structures. And it's not just me. I've talked a number of times about this one author. Well, there are several authors. But suffice it to say, their underlying structures, their underlying reasons why the verses and why you have two primary names for God in the Bible and so forth. I'm talking about the Jewish Bible. I talk about that. I talk about screenwriting. I talk about psychology a bit, and sociology, and the paranormal, and what makes people think they see things. Like, for example, alternative explanations for the UFO experiences, and they're not all necessarily lying, misinformed, or misperceptions. It's about misperception. I want to explore that further, and the way the mind works and so forth. So I hope you like those topics. If you do, and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please talk about this channel. And of course, if you like this video, please like the video. I want to boost the presence of this channel. I want to do more with this channel. That reminds me, a friend of mine said that he can be able to get a camera that would be better than this camera. So I'm looking forward to that. I want something that has better resolution. All right, so I hope you watch the forthcoming video. I was talking about my early influences and what defines me as a person. So wish you rest of a good week. And I'll see you next time. Bye.